and start covering the army. So starting with our blue player, let's get a handle on the infantry first. That foliage. So starting with their left flank and then moving to the right, we're going to have Savage Orc Biggins and some Orc Boys. Looks like Orc Boys going to be consisting of 3 units, and the Savage Orc Biggins going to be 1 on either flank. 8 Peak-Loonies, of course, in the center. Going to be looking in the back line at what appears to be 2 Forest Goblin Spider Riders for some mobility. Another Savage Orc Biggin holding down that back line. And then another 2 Forest Goblin Spider Riders. We're going to have Spider Archers and Wolf Archers. And then on the other flank, we will have the same combination of 2 Wolf Archers. Oh, just kidding, different combination. 2 Wolf Archers and the Death Creepers on the right flank. For the leadership, we are going to be seeing an Orc Shaman on foot, going to be bringing Brainbursta. We got a Giant River Troll Hag with Spirit Leech and Mither. And then we have Grom de Ponch. With Language of the Boys, the Greydon is here, and apparently his disappearing act. Okay, there he is. Did I miss anything, or is that the Lucky Banner? Yeah, the Lucky Banner, Greydon is here, and Language of the Boys. Going over to the Beastmen, brought by our red player, ODM Newport. Going to have Ungor Spearman Herd with shields. Behind them, we're going to have Ungor Spearman Herd with shields on either flank, so bring it to a total of 3. We got Gore Herd in the center line, behind another Spear with shields. 2 Ungor Raiders, the Butchers of Kalkengard, who I absolutely love in this matchup. Got a Bray Shaman of Wild, going to have Cygor summon, Biletide, Jagged Dagger. And we have Morgor with his usual kit. We have Razor Gore Herd and 3 Centigores on the right flank. And then we're going to have Razor Gore Herd and what looks like a single unit of Warhounds with Poison on the left flank. So very interesting builds. Greenskins focusing on getting the early skirmishing done. Beastmen doing a good job of pushing out their shielded infantry to the front line to absorb as much of that incoming fire damage as possible. I shouldn't say fire damage, that incoming fire. So not to be confused with fire damage anyways. Over here on the left flank, we're going to be seeing Orc Boys. I think that may be overextending. I mean, they have Savage Orc Biggins nearby. Maybe they're trying to bait an engagement, but I think with these Centigores, Oh, wow, yeah, this is going to be nasty. Razor Gore Herd getting a nasty charge in there. Centigores hitting him from the other side, and those Orc Boys really got themselves into a pickle. Over here, it looks like the Beastmen may be making a mistake of their own, though. But here they are reacting, trying to get out of it. But Forest Goblin Spider Riders on top of one of these units of Centigores, and a lot of them are caught up there in the back line. So we'll see what happens. Meanwhile, in the center, in the left-hand engagement, so we're going to be seeing Greenskins pushing out, kind of in a similar fashion to the other fight we've been seeing. But this time, Chaos Warhounds of Poison not going to be able to go toe-to-toe with Forest Goblin Spider Riders, and the Razor Gore Herd going to get poisoned, rampaged, and then slaughtered by Savage Orc Biggins. So right now, Greenskins looking like they may be off to a good start, but there's definitely some battles going in favor of the Beastmen at the moment. Savage Orc Biggins here, full health, but one of them is routing. Butchers of Kalkengard moving quickly. Ooh, Loons just absolutely slaughtering so many Beastmen units. Over here, Butchers of Kalkengard getting shot in the back. Infantry chasing them. They do have regeneration, so with the 12 models, they still have the potential to heal all the way up. Centaur's now pushing back here. That's not going to go well for them. Right now, going to be seeing the Wa pop across the Greenskin army. I'm trying to see like the path here. Oh, nice Biletide on top of those Forest Goblin Spider Riders. Razor Gore Herd now charging into them. Looks like they're not going to be able to keep their leadership up long enough to make a big impact there. And kind of looks to me like the Greenskins, similar to the last battle, are just slowly dragging this Beastman army down. And, you know, the Orc Shaman, River Troll Hag, and Grom all still full health. And more importantly, I think it's just, you know, the Greenskins still have this very dominant, mobile, ranged presence on the field, and pretty much everything on the field of battle right now, these guys can shoot down out of existence, as long as they keep a respectable difference from the Ungor Raiders. But, you know, it looks like these Forest Goblin Spider Riders are trying to go make sure these Ungor Raiders aren't a factor for too long in this battle. Or not. I don't know where they're going, maybe. Oh, beautiful Vile Tide, though. Nice pickup from the Beastmen there, taking out the Orc Shaman. Just looking across the battlefield, you can see the Greenskins are just, you know, peeling off units to rout all the important Beastmen. Butchers of Kalkengard, they ain't coming back. In fact, they're about to get overtaken by Spider Gobbos. Oh no. They did just stop routing, but they weren't able to turn around and get a counter charge or anything. So will they win this combat? Forest Goblin Spider Riders might terror rout. We'll keep an eye on that in the periphery, but I don't think that's going to be one of the more decisive engagements happening across the battlefield. And over here, looks like we're seeing pretty much everything besides Morgor now falling apart for the Beastmen. Greenskins swarming across the battlefield now, and it looks like the Beastmen are on their last leg. Grom the Paunch going to be going after the Butchers of Kalkengard with these Forest Goblin Spider Riders. And Newport is going to concede defeat, giving Ice Power a quick 1-0 lead. I mean, yeah, not any one unit standing out there for the Greenskins. Pretty much everybody, I think, just being well utilized, very well executed army by Ice Power. He did a great work here, just like making sure every unit got into engagements that would be beneficial to them. You know, seeing here 88 kills, 981 damage on the loons. Savage Orc Biggins, I mean, some of them had a hard time, but across the board, I would say they probably did their job just based on how much of a presence they were throughout the battle. Forest Goblin Spider Riders definitely paying for themselves and more. And then all the skirmish cav well utilized. He was just able to kind of pull that army apart. So well played to him. Newport, definitely not a game that I think was lost due to poor player management on his part. You know, definitely mistakes were made on both ends, but I think right here Ice Power just made a very nice army and played it very well. Now, into game 2, very quick indeed. Let's go ahead and start with our red player this time. He's going to be bringing the Greenskins. We have the 8-peak loonies, of course. Going to have black orcs behind them, orc boys up front, goblin archers, looks like 1, 2, and 3. We're going to have a healthy number of infantry in the form of 2 gobbos and 2 orc boys. Bring it to a total of 4 orc boys. Let's have 2 Forest Goblin Spider Riders and 4 units of orc boar boys riding around on these tusked behemoths. Over here we got an orc shaman on foot. We're gonna have Brainbursta and Headbutt, and then we got Grom the Paunch disappearing on me once again, as he so often does, and he's gonna be bringing the Lucky Banner and can't remember if that's Language of the Boys. Yep, Language of the Boys and the Lucky Banner. Okay, going to the Empire, who I didn't update the faction for. In fact, I didn't update either faction, so let's update them now. We have the Empire. Updating this to the greenskins. All right, so for the Empire here, going to have Spearmen with Shields, Sigmar Sons, and some regular old swordsmen, 2 Flagellants, got ourselves 3 handgunners, more Spearmen in the back line, looks like we have 4 of them. The ones up front will be the only ones with shields. We have 3 Knights of the Blazing Sun to counter trolls. We have a Bright Wizard on foot, going to have Fireball, Burning Head, and Cascading Fire Cloak. He's going to be walking alongside Volkmar the Grim, who is too good for walking, so he's going to ride around on his chariot, his holy chariot. We've got Grand Soulfire, Grand Shield of Faith, Grand Hammer of Sigmar, and Banishment with that Jade Griffin, so he is constantly regenerating that health. Yeah, the Greenskin versus Empire, so Warhammer 1, I love it. Seeing a lot of casters on foot now. Why, thank you, McBadword. So, Orc Boy's going to be pushing forward. On the left flank, looks like the Greenskin's just going to be dressing their lines. And, yeah, this should be a pretty good fighting map. Handgun's going to be very key here in taking out the Black Orcs. So we will see if they can be successful. Back here, Brainburster doing some nice work. Grand Soulfire going down, but it looks like it may miss a good deal of the 8-peak loonies. But here comes the loons, and look at this, Sigmar Sun's running away to dodge them. And that was actually some really good micro from our Empire player. And look at this, loons even deciding to go blow up some of the brothers. Alright, really want to see a counter charge from the Knights of the Realm right now before the infantry gets engaged. It really goes a long way to help win that engagement against, you know, big uns, Orc Boys, whatever you name it. Over here, going to be seeing a good counter charge here with a nice Burning Head, actually doing a good path through the Greenskin lines, causing a lot of havoc. Over here, a Banishment going down, and oh, look at it! It is doing so much work. Those Black Orcs half health down from that single Banishment. It looks like possibly even more than half health. Now that was a very good cast. Over here, will it go into the Knights of the Blazing Sun though? No. Actually, it looks like it's going to fizzle out harmlessly, and the Empire looking pretty strong right now, I have to be honest. We will see what the Greens can start doing from here. You can see that the handguns have been neutralized across the board. So Goblin Archers doing some good work, actually. Ground Punch chasing down Volkmar the Grim. Knights of the Blazing Sun, all of them still doing okay. One of them full health, the other 2 around half health. But Greenskin starting to make their way through the front line. These Black Orcs just finished off the Flagellants. And it looks like we're going to be seeing a Burning Head going through the Greenskins once again. Oh man. That one doing some friendly fire, and the 8-peak loony is actually pulling out in the nick of time, so good micro once again on display from our players here. Knights of the Blazing Sun going in for a very nice charge against the Orc Boar Boys, but here comes a counter charge from the Orc Boar Boys. Will it be enough? Ooh, Brainburster just smashing through a lot of those Empire Spearmen. Now we're going to be seeing the Knights of the Blazing Sun turning around to run. The Orc Boar Boys going into pursuit, but yeah, nice micro there, not getting them caught up on top of the Spearmen there, needlessly. Balance of power starting to go back in favor of the Greenskins at this point. Going to be seeing Knights of the Blazing Sun, a very, very healthy unit, wasting time chasing these shattered Orc Boys, but it looks like they just got the memo. We will be coming back now. In the frontline engagement, we're going to see the Greenskins have punched through. Doesn't look like there's much in terms of infantry to resist the Greenskins at this point. There is a final reserve of Spearmen coming in. Knights of the Blazing Sun now charging forward. And looks like they may have an opportunity to get on top of these 3 Goblin Archers, so we will see. Goblin Archers and Brainbursters both being masterfully utilized to neutralize the ranged threats from the Empire player. These handguns have just been getting blown to smithereens start to finish in this battle. And looks like our Greenskin player is actually starting to do a good job of like focusing his forces, creating a pocket. out of which his archers here can kind of fire out and poke and prod, pressure the Empire. But this game is far from over, as we do still have Knights of the Blazing Sun, who are very, very healthy, and on the charge can no doubt smash Orc Boar Boys and Black Orcs together. Speaking of charges, there goes a nice charge. Looks like both armies getting their counter charge orders in. Volkmar the Grim coming in to add his terror, and that's going to be a very big factor in this fight. But luckily, Grom the Paunch does have the Greydom is here. Or no, Language of the Boys, giving that immune to psychology in the AoE around him as long as he's in combat. Man, yeah, these... If it weren't for the Knights of the Blazing Sun, I would say the Greenskins have this at this point. But yeah, these Knights of the Blazing Sun, if they're microed well, which IcePower, hasn't, I don't have any reason to doubt him at this point, then I think he could micro his way to victory here.
As long as we draw breath, they will die!
Uh-oh, getting caught up on top of the Black Orcs, so some of these models are in trouble. Hitting the archers. Balance of power starting to go back in favor of the Empire now, chat. Here comes another massive charge, not even going to get a counter charge off. And these Knights of the Blazing Sun are going to be, yeah, they're pulling this Empire army back into the battle. Alright, Grom the Paunch and the Orc Shaman are both investing on top of Volkmar the Grim. It looks like they're, playing it safe with the Black Orcs. I like that, not putting them in combat with Volkmar too willy-nilly. He is anti-infantry, and also those Grand Soulfires can still do a bit of damage on top of them in spite of their heavy armor. Balance of power right back to dead even, chat. This is absolutely going to be a finish by the skin of their teeth, I have to say. This is still so close. And we're going up on the 10-minute mark soon here. Empire pushing out their spearmen, trying to neutralize, or at least pin in place some of these units, so good old Volkmar can get some work done. But there goes a huge charge from the Knights of the Blazing Sun, but a Wa going down to kind of counter it. Let's take a higher level here. So you can see across the field Knights of Blazing Sun being used to neutralize all the greenskin units. And yeah, it's very nice play. And I think I had an argument with somebody a long time ago. I can't even remember who it was. Somebody who donated a lot. So I definitely had to be careful, because it's like, man, you donate a lot, but I disagree with you, because they said heavy cavalry was bad in this game. And if this isn't, a case to use as evidence against that, then I don't know what is. These Knights of the Blazing Sun, absolutely the win condition for the Empire. But, once again, I may eat my words, because it looks like right now maybe they're not going to be able to pull it off. Volkmar has hit his healing cap. Knights of Blazing Sun low on leadership. And as Romulan always told me, the best spearmen are Black Orcs. Counter charge going into the Knights of the Blazing Sun there. And wow, what a close game, but the Greenskins are going to be pulling it back, guys. Yeah, very, very nice game. Oh, Greenskins are... Wait a minute. What's going on here? Okay, there's a shatter. The best spearmen are black orcs. Yep, it's very true. I don't hate it, because, I mean, black orcs should be that strong, in my opinion, from a lore perspective. You know, they're the best of the best. Holy shit, Grom. So, yeah, 4,000 out of, you know, just over 12,000 gold that an army can bring. Yeah, so Grom killed a third of the enemy army. Because he was just, like, really feeling that. And holy cow, this orc shaman, too. Look at that. 1,700. Newport playing that beautifully. It's really great. Kind of what I was saying with the last battle. Just, like, there wasn't any unit to me that was a standout here. It just seems like all the units did what they had to do to get the victory in the end. If anything, I think it was the Orc Boar Boys who may have underperformed the most. But even then, against Knights of the Blazing Sun, that's, you know, gonna happen. But holy hell, look at these Knights of the Blazing Sun. Just love to see that on these guys. Each of them getting over 100 kills. These guys 235, 165, 7 on top of Volkmar. Bright Wizard doing okay for himself. Handguns not paying for themselves. So, I mean, overall, I think that was a bit of a net loss. Just because also when you think about how cheap these goblins are and how good those goblins were at countering the handguns with the help of some brain bursters from the Orc Shaman. So yeah, very nice game to both players. And look at that, guys. This is the first time I've seen a 1-1 since I've been casting Warhammer World Championship battles. So that's got to be special, right? I am going off on a tangent, so my apologies. Let's cover our red army again. I'm going to switch it up this time around. So River of Maxon is the map, and we're going to have spearmen at arms with men-at-arms. Up front, we have 4 peasant mob. Then starting from right, going left, we're going to have Grail Knights. Oh, let's get in for some close visuals of these beautiful knights. And it looks like we're going to have 3 of them. So very elite cav in the backline here for Bretonia. These guys are no joke. 74 charge bonus. Bonus versus large magical damage. Got some physical resist as well. Now in the forest on the left flank, we have 2 Knights of the Realm. With another Spearman at arms by the looks of it. Bringing it to a total of 3 Spearmen at arms. And then for the hero squad, let's take a look. Oh wait, there's another cav, Knights of the Realm. There's a 3rd Knight of the Realm over here on the right flank. So just keep that in mind. We have 2 Paladins, 1 with Guardian, 1 without. Nice cost efficient way of going about it. We have Chalice of Potions, Arcane Conduit, and Dwellers Below with Earthblood and the Mist of the Lady. Now taking a look here at the other Bretonian army in blue. Got Peasant Mob up front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Spearmen at arms. Wicked Science. Thank you so much. Hype Train coming in. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Wicked. You are the kindest. 14 months of subscriptions, guys. That's over a year. Hell yeah. So thank you guys so much. And feel free to keep subscribing and following if you want. Get that hype train going. We got 4 Spearmen at arms. We're going to have 3 Peasant Bowmen. It looks like pox arrows on top of 2 of them. We have Knights of the Realm. Looks like we're going to have Grail Knights. Are you kidding me? 3 Grail Knights, 2 Knights of the Realm. These armies are so close, except for one of them has missile units and a little less cav. Got the Fey Enchantress and 2 Paladins, 1 with Guardian, 1 without. And then we're going to have the Fey Enchantress with Favor of the Fey, Arcane Conduit, Dwellers Below, Earthblood. So yeah, this is a truly close to being a perfect mirror match. I think there's a 2 cav difference, and then blue picking up 3 archers for the sacrificing those 2 Knights of the Realm. Fey Enchantress just going right for it. The other Fey kind of freaking out, not sure why her, doppelganger was charging right at her, kind of caught her off guard. Knights of the Realm, looks like the ones getting the downhill charge are really coming out on top here. I'm not even sure if there was a counter charge, but here comes a huge flank charge from Grail Knights, and these Knights of the Realm are just dying so quickly, and there goes Chalice of Potions. Dwellers Below going down, though. Chalice Potion's doing a ton of work. But that Dwellers Below, it caught the Grail Knights in it. It caught these Knights of the Realm who just barely escaped its wrath. So that might have actually been a good trade for our blue player, sacrificing the Knights of the Realm to get a ton of damage done to these Grail Knights. And now we're going to be seeing the Grail Knights from our blue player coming in for a counter charge. And we'll see if that turns the tide of this battle over here. Not sure if that's a Chalice of Potions or what. Oh no, it's another Awakening to the Wood, this time coming from our red player. And those Grail Knights are now going to suffer a horrible fate, as we've just seen two very, very nicely timed Dwellers Below eliminate a lot of elite cavalry from both sides of the battlefield. Over here, checking in on the other flank, we're going to see our blue player's right flank going okay for him. Looks like these Grail Knights are countercharging against two Knights of the Realm, and they have Spearmen at Arms supporting them with poison arrows being shot in to further debuff the red cavalry. So going well so far over here. These Grail Knights might even be able to turn around and hit them from the rear, but the infantry is now breaking through for red, and we will see if blue can rout their opponent's cavalry before they close the gap. Knights of the Realm coming in for a charge. These archers really proving to be a huge multiplying factor, as you know, this blob has just been getting shot with poison and regular arrows for the entire fight. You know, like, these arrows really proving to be very useful. And you know, red really needs to work on neutralizing. They have the cavalry advantage, but unfortunately it just looks like a couple of these engagements, as we saw over here, 2 units of Knights of the Realm engaged with 1 unit of Grail Knights isn't going to be a good way to spread out and shut down the opponent's missile fire. So right now, blue player looking pretty strong, but this could all change very quickly here, as we see one of the paladins from our blue player getting routed, and that's the one with the Guardian, and there he goes. He's shattered. He's out for the count. Balance of power is now dead even, and we have a lot of red units pushing through the gap. Peasant mob coming over here. Grail Knights now turning around to pin the paladin in place, not letting him escape. Where is the Fey Enchantress for our blue player? Did I completely miss it? Oh no, she's already back here. But yeah, look at this. This other paladin now getting caught out. He's all by himself. Will he be able to escape? I'm just not sure. He's getting... yeah, he's in a bad spot. Another Chalice of Potions is coming down. That one not going to really get a good connection. Things are starting to look like they're going for our red player now. The balance of power shifting in their favor. And just the infantry, slowly but surely, just seems to be going their way. They're just like a big tide. It's almost like Skaven, but peasants. As we're running across the battlefield, there's just so many of these peasants. And now it looks like our blue player will come up short. And Ice Power Total War are going to lose the mirror match to ODM Newport. My theory remains true. Whichever faction brings more cavalry in the Bretonian mirror match wins. Nero the Clown, are you talking about the YouTube? Yeah, I am trying to catch up, and I actually have another person working on highlighting them and uploading them for me. I think I've been on a daily cadence for at least the last week, so trying to keep that up. So yeah, I'm going to be throwing them on YouTube, but I've definitely focused more on Twitch than YouTube when it comes to the live streaming. So anyways, enough of that. Let's talk about the battle. I mean, the Fey Enchantress here. Wow, both of them. Look at that. 2718, 2751. They, yeah, just perfectly matched. Grail Knights doing well for themselves, but I gotta say, just like at the end of the day, what happened here, in my opinion, is, you know, first of all, blue player had less infantry. Okay, so one more spearman on this side. Second of all, he then had 2 less cavalry. Yep. So at the end of the day, really the only factor that gave him an advantage was the bowmen. But I think I give the advantage to Newport here just because it's like the numerical advantage here. All you need is 1 peasant mob to get into the back line, and that will be enough to tie down peasant bowmen or kill them. You get 1 Knights of the Realm in the back line, and you can kill them very quickly. And, you know, as far as numbers go, and actually he only had 1 more cavalry than he did. I lied. So it wasn't that big of a difference. I'm just being stupid there. But still stand by it. Having that extra unit of cav and that extra infantry just, I don't know, gave him the tools I think necessary to overwhelm and, you know, eventually shut down the peasant bowmen. But for that moment there, I thought IcePower had it. He seemed to be getting a ton of damage. He had a kill zone set up. It was just like lobbing fire into there, but then things just started to fall apart from there, and downhill once you have your formation compromised. These peasant bowmen become a liability very quickly. Let's get to the battle and start with our blue player this time, who's bringing the Dark Elves against ODM Newport's Empire. Now, we're going to be seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 Dread Spears with 3 Bleak Swords. We're going to have 3 Dark Riders. Looks like one of them with shields, the other 2 without. Got Cold One Knights down here. And then we're going to be seeing 2 Scourge Runner Chariots for that skirmish potential. Up in the air, we're going to have a lot of Manticores. 2 to be precise, and a Dark Pegasus ridden by Marathi. She's going to have the Wand of Kiraden, as well as Soul Stealer, along with Heart Render and the Dark Sword with Enchanting Beauty. So keep in mind, look at that, 18 melee attack debuff whenever she's fighting people in the AoE around her, and also -9 defense. So really serious debuffs. Got that Greater Arcane Conduit and Life Leeching. That's going to round out our Dark Elf army. Now let's go see what the Empire has brought to face off against these dark pointy ears. We have 2 Spearmen with shields on either flank. We have Swordsmen making up the front line, have 4 of them. We're going to see some good old Empire Knights. We're going to have a 3rd Spearman with shields in the back line. We're going to see a 2nd Empire Knight, and then we're also going to be seeing 1 and 2 Knights of the Blazing Sun. Up front we have Pistoliers for the skirmishing contingent. Looks like we have 3 of them in total. We're also going to be seeing a Bright Wizard on a horse this time, so we can actually move around. Going to have Fire, oh no, just kidding. Going to have Burning Head and Cascading Fire Cloak along with Kindle Flame and the Power Stone. And then over here, last but never least, we have the Religious Zealot himself, Volkmar the Grim. He's going to be bringing Grand Soulfire, Grand Shield of Faith, Grand Hammer of Sigmar, along with that Banishment and the Jade Griffin. So, both players ready, and we'll see what happens from here. Thanks, Puggington. Have a good one, man. Pistoliers and the Reaper Bolt Throwers. A little bit of a skirmish engagement. I mean, good trade for the Empire, soaking up shots on the Pistoliers that are 500 gold rather than Empire Knights, or even worse, Knights of the Blazing Sun. So I like that the Pistoliers are being used out here to counter skirmish with these chariots. Ooh, one carried on, going down and smashing into the silver bullets, dishing out nearly half health worth of damage on top of him. Over here, Volkmar the Grim going to be charging through the Bleak Swords, throwing down a big old Soulfire. Some might even call it a Grand Soulfire. And yeah, just going to be diving in and out of the Dark Elf infantry. Now the Empire is pulling up the rest of its reserve forces. It looks like the Spearmen are pushing in. And we have the swordsman and the spearman from the flanks also pushing in. Over here, Empire Knights with the Cascading Fire Cloak put on top of them are in combat here with the Coldwell Knights. Not really going to go their way, but here comes a Burning Head, and this could be big, but is it going to connect? Oh, it's actually going to kind of whip it on the Coldwell Knights. It's going to do a lot of damage to the Dark Riders, and we'll see if it gets any more work over here. Yeah, going to burn through some of those bleak swords, and I think the burn -8 leadership debuff is going to cause them to rout. Over here, a big Soul Stealer going down on top of the Empire forces, though, from Marathi. Take a higher level view. Seems like the players have almost like switched sides. We got a lot of Empire infantry that is still very healthy coming in from the back lines right now. Volkmar doing a good job of just working with them to eliminate threats, making it hard for the Dark Elf Cav to really get anything done against Volkmar. And now we have Empire or Knights of the Blazing Sun in here too to support with their mass against the Scourge Runner Chariots. Very, very close game so far. Don't know which way it's going to go. Marathi and her Manticores are quite a hit squad, and if they get a good engagement into Volkmar the Grim, I'm sure they will do nasty, nasty things to him in very short order. But as long as he plays it smart, stays around Knights of the Blazing Sun and his infantry, he should be able to avoid a lot of their charges and maybe catch some of them on the ground. Marathi going right after him, though. Here comes another Doom Bolt. Going to be hitting the Knights of the Blazing Sun. Alright, Volkmar taking some damage. The balance of power definitely shifting towards the Dark Elf side of the balance of power, and trying to see what the Empire can do here. It seems like, as we so often see, Volkmar the Grim just kind of hanging on till the bitter end, but his army just kind of falling to pieces around him. Do you see the Bright Wizard still alive, so maybe some Burning Heads can be utilized here. And we do still see the Pistoliers, and it looks like two of them are regrouped with some Knights of the Blazing Sun, and Empire Knights are going to try to get something done. A Burning Head going through some of the Dark Elf infantry there. Manticore on top of the Bright Wizard now, though, and that Manticore is having a good old time. Nice Soul Fire causing Rampage on top of the Cold Ones. Knights of the Blazing Sun still in combat there, and there goes the Terror from Volkmar. Balance of power is still getting worse and worse for the Empire, though. A lot of single entities still left for the Dark Elves right now. It looks like the Empire may have a chance to fill up this Feral Manticore. There goes Terror on top of the Empire Knights. Volkmar is getting attacked in the rear now by Marathi. Yeah, just this would be quite a comeback if our red player here, ODM Newport, was able to pull it off. I've seen crazier comebacks, but so I don't want to count it out. It's too early to call, but right now it just seems like the Empire is really running out of options quickly. Now, is this a cinematic battle or what? A Pegasus just fighting a chariot. Yeah, I don't know. I was expecting to see Karl Franz or something, but just always Volkmar recently. But we got ourselves a tied match, folks. These two clearly evenly matched. Yeah, right. It's kind of what it just looks like. But a great game to both players. Dark Elves still, in my mind, have a good matchup against the Empire. Some strong tools in their wheelhouse. Everybody wins in a vampire count mirror? Or does everybody wins except for the audience? Cirrus BC. Yeah, epic match indeed. That was very close. Marathi just getting boohoo value, or Soul Stealers, and the Chariots too. Like, I think that was like Dark Riders, Chariots, Marathi game. Like, they were just, the infantry and the Cold Knights were just there. I guess the Cold Knights did get some good damage. They had to counter the Empire Knights and Knights of the Blazing Sun, but very good game. Just well played to Ice Power there. Don't have much to say about it. It wasn't like there was any, I think, key mistakes or big plays that kind of swung that dramatically one way or the other. I think General Memmius, or Ice Power Total War as we know him, is just played that well. He played it consistently, focused on deleting units and not letting them come back, and that's what happens when you have good unit prioritization. So let's go ahead, get over here, throw up an army blocker, and see what the hell the map and the factions are for the final battle. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we are at long last. The ace match, the rubber match, the tiebreaker, whatever you want to call it. It is 2-2, match point for both players. Winner takes all from here. Starting with Chaos. We're going to have a front line 4 Chaos Marauders, make it 5. We're also going to have some Forsaken over on the right flank, and then a healthy skirmishing force in the form of 4 Marauder Horsemasters. Further fleshing out this army, we're going to have 4 units of Chaos Spawn. These Chaos Spawn going to be a nice pick against the Skaven, in my opinion. Unbreakable, and can really beef up this main Chaos line and add a lot of mass that is much needed. Now, for the leadership, we have a Chaos Sorcerer of Fire with Burning Head and Kindle Flame, Chaos Sorcerer of Death with Spirit Leech, and then we do have Prince Sigvald the Magnificent, the broken tank. He is going to be bringing Arik's armor and nothing else, so he's not actually going to be bringing Standard Die or Slippery, which is going to make him a lot less proficient in combat, but he still has that perfect vigor. Now, for the Skaven, who have a slight edge in the balance of power, outnumbering their opponent nearly 2-1, we're going to see a front line of Skaven Slaves, 3 to be precise. We have 3 Clan Rat Spears up front, and looks like we're going to have 2 of them in the rear. Poison Wind Globadiers are going to be the mid-range firepower, or short-range firepower, I should say. We have Skaven Slave Slingers, looks like 3 of them. The Poison Wind Mortars, ready to lob in some Poison Wind Globes into the opponent. And then we are going to be seeing Rat Ogres in the back line, 1, 2, and 3. Aside from that, we're going to see that the Rat Ogres are accompanied by a hero squad of Throth the Unclean. He's going to have Beast Pack Creature Killer remoldered, as well as Master Controller. And then we have a Pack Master on top of the Brood Horde. Going to be seeing Shot Caller, Scrying Stone running with the pack. Now, other than this, we do have a single other hero who's going to be a Plague Priest with Vermintide. Nothing else. Seems like quite a lack of magic. Oh no, yeah, no, it's just Vermintide. That's very interesting. Like, it just seems like he's going to have so much excess Winds of Magic left over just bringing 1 spell. Yeah, the slings are going to be very key to taking down the spawn. Poison Wind Globes obviously going to be an important part there too. I think Chaos, the responsibility is on them to pry apart this Skaven army, because this Skaven army has all the tools to pull the Chaos forces to them. If Chaos, tries to out-skirmish them, I think they're going to have trouble, just because Poison Wind Globes are going to start getting so much value on top of his infantry and other units. Right now, Marauder Horsemasters, very nice micro, dodging all of those Poison Wind Globes, so the first volley going to be a complete bust for the Skaven, and you know, each one of those volleys is valuable. It has a lot of damage potential if you target the right units. Going to be seeing another volley coming down here, and looks like it's going after the infantry accompanying the hero squad, and we're going to see some nice clean hits there. Chaos Spawn diving through with the Marauders. Nicely timed charges here. Getting on top of the Skaven slaves in the front line. And some summoned clan rats. Poison Wind Globes doing a lot of work. Here comes a Burning Head. Oh, nice micro here from our Skaven player, Ice Power, pulling them out before it got too much damage done. Now Burning Head actually looking like it may do a little bit of friendly fire, but not too much. Going to be pretty insignificant at the end of the day. Over here, Skaven. So far their defense is holding on. We'll see what happens though, as I do see some Forsaken getting here into the back lines. I mean, we do have Rat Ogres ready to countercharge with Clan Rat Spears diving in as well, and that could be a very tough engagement for the Forsaken. But a lot of the units in the front lines are routing, Chaos units included though. So really, right now Chaos needs to get something going, because I think they're going to be reaching that point of no return if they don't shut down these Poison Wing Globes and the mortars, because they are just getting so much value. Marauder Horsemasters, I think, do have the gap they can potentially exploit, and it looks like they got the memo, and then even more of them coming in from the back line, and this is the play that Chaos needs, is they need to neutralize all of these ranged units once and for all. If they can do that, I think they'll have a good chance of pulling out this game. Over here, Rat Ogre's going after the Horsemasters. Here comes another Burning Head. This one going to do some good work. Going through a few of the key units there. Forsaken almost completely deleted at this point. But now we are seeing Chaos resurgent. Going to see regroup Chaos Spawn and infantry pushing forward. And now you can see that it's Chaos's turn to hold the monopoly on ranged power. They also had another unit of Forsaken that I must have missed, and they are running through here with Chaos Spawn. And yeah, right now Chaos looking stronger and stronger as we get into the mid to late game here. Plague Priest not looking the best. Sigvald still full health. I mean, granted he's healing, so we don't know how much damage he's taken. But right now, Skaven looking like they're in a position that they may be struggling in the long game here. I mean, Brood Horrors both very healthy, but you got to remember they're not going to be the best in combat against Sigvald. Sigvald actually can lay down a smacking on Brood Horrors pretty hard. And the Horsemasters, you know, they just have very little to threaten them besides the Brood Horrors right now. But as I say that, one of them getting terror routed, they're down to 21 models. Some serious damage going here. Over here, more Marauder Horsemasters now diving in to shut down these Poison Wing Globes. And they're going to break them on the charge. Going back to the central engagements, we're going to see Chaos starting to peter out of existence here. Summoned unit of Rat Ogres is about to time out and is routing. The Pit Fighters of Hell Deep looking really weak right now. And the balance of power, though, is dead even again, guys. This is... These two players, they definitely haven't disappointed. Weight or no weight, they are at least giving us a good show. Alright, Mortars going in, smashing into the Forsaken. Got two Rat Ogres that are probably going to get a counter charge off here, or at least they should. Oh, no counter charge going to happen. So they're going to be broken on the charge. Chaos starting to pull ahead again. Rat Ogre's getting a nice charge here into the Forsaken, though. Marauder Horsemasters, though, just kind of running around unchallenged at this point. Packmaster running away from the Chaos Death Ball, but Spirit Leech going to get him on the way out. And our Chaos player here, ODM Newport, doing an excellent job of just pursuing fleeing units and not letting them come back. Right now, I'd like to see him do that to the Pit Fighters of Hell Deep. Maybe some of these Clan Rat Spears, but over here you can see the Slings getting escorted off by Forsaken. You can see the Plague Priest getting escorted off the field by Marauder Horsemasters. And then over here, you see the rest of the mortars are gone, and whatever Skaven units they had regrouping over there. So now, besides the hero squad, Skaven are looking like they may be up a creek without a paddle chat. If Chaos didn't have, you know, 2 unbreakable units and Sigvald plus the 2 casters still alive. Okay, as I say that, I just kept naming more things. If Chaos didn't have this, this, and this, and this, I think Skaven would be able to pull it off. But I mean, as I say it, balance of power, you know, it lies, but it does have a big impact on the leadership in the battlefield. So maybe if the balance of power believes Skaven has a good chance, they can hold together and pull something out. But I just think they're going to get routed before they can eliminate the rest of this Chaos army. We still have, what, 3 spawn, all low on health, but 5 models, 3 models, 8 models, and then, yeah, 3 unit hero squad. I think Chaos is looking like they may be in a strong position to close this series out, but we all know how the Skaven can be. Alright, Chaos pretty much have their units spreading across the battlefield. There's no other Skaven units here beside... Well, I guess there are technically some other ones. I'm not sure where they're at, though. Ah, there they are. Oh, Ice Power did forget a spell. Damn, I even commented on that. Not having more than 1 spell. That is a shame. I wonder what his other pick would have been. Either Plague Rash or Pestilent Birth, I imagine. Yeah, great series to both of these players. Like, holy hell. Back and forth the entire time. And, yeah, the first time I've seen a series that wasn't 3-0, so really happy about that, and just especially happy by the performance. Ice Power, sorry to see you go, man. Huge shout out. Congrats on getting this far in the tournament, but, you know, sorry to see you go. Better luck in the next one. And Newport, huge congratulations representing that ODM clan well, and going to be moving on to the quarterfinals, everybody. So give them some love, and, yeah, got some great players here. ODM too strong. The battle right before this was ODM Slayer defeated by VM Evenstar. They're perfectly balanced is what I'm trying to say about ODM. But yeah, well played, both of these players. This was an excellent series. Really excited to throw it up on YouTube, and I hope you guys enjoyed it even half as much as I did. Then you would have enjoyed it thoroughly. Just good play across the field, and I do feel for him. That Plague Priest, when I saw just Vermintide, I'm like, I don't know if that was a choice or if that's an accident, but General Mimios, aka Ice Power, did mention before the battle started, like, damn it, I forgot a spell. And that sucks. That can really throw off your game plan. As you know, Plague Rash could have really helped eliminate the Marauders. Or, you know, depending, like, maybe it would have brought Pestilent Birth. Some Plague Monks definitely would have cleaned up some Marauders for him. And at the end of the day, the Chaos Infantry really did come out on top in the engagements across the battlefield, because, as I was saying, Chaos Marauders match up great against all Skaven infantry until you get at the tier like past Clan Rats. Like Plague Monks and stuff, they will mop the floor with them, but they're also 750 versus the 375 of Chaos Marauders. Whereas the Skavens, like Clan Rats and Skaven Slaves, they're dirt cheap, but they won't do anything against Chaos Marauders. Chaos Marauders will, in my experience, mop the floor with them. Maybe regular Clan Rats would go a bit better toe-to-toe, but yeah, I just think Skaven had a tough build to go up against right here, and Newport executed it very, very well. So huge shout out to both of these players, and best of luck to ODM Newport as he progresses further in the World Championship.